After 10 seasons of climbing the Eternal Return rank ladder, I was ready for a shakeup. I had never competed in any Eternal Return tournaments or events prior to Eternal Return 1.0, and I was ready to make that change. So when I heard about Eternal Return Conquest hosted by Aquafina, Clue, and the Miracles, I had to sign up. What's poppin' everyone, it's your boy Levi, and yes, to get away from climbing the rank ladder, I entered an event all about climbing the ranked ladder. Not my greatest decision. The way Eternal Return Conquest works is that 30 players will compete in 2 leagues, the Cadet Division and the Veterans Division. Divided based on their previous rank, players will climb as high as possible in the allotted time slot of 2 weeks. Starting on day 3, the bottom 3 players will be eliminated every day until the winner remains. The top 12 of each division will be given a reward of $3,500 and a custom designed emote to be put in game. Safe to say the stakes were pretty high. The Cadet League is for players who are unranked to gold, and the Veterans League is for anyone plat and above. As y'all know, I didn't play any ranked squads during early access. However, I was Mythril in solos, so I competed in the Veterans Division with some other big names. Coming into the tournament, I wasn't expecting to win. I wasn't even really expecting the top 12. I had an uphill climb to deal with. Because I didn't play any squads games in early access, I would be starting from bronze 4, and a lot of my competition was placed in gold, and even plat. However, I got the hang of squads pretty quickly. I started off by winning my first 6 games and ended up top 3ing 23 out of my first 27 games to get to gold. If you played Eternal Return in early access, you'll be surprised that an 85% top 3 rating was only enough to get me to gold and barely make it past first eliminations. And that's because the rank system has changed. Previously, and like most MOBAs, there was 100 RP in between each individual tier of a ranked division. Then when you reached tier 1 of that division, you had to play a promotional game after gaining 100 RP to promote to the next division. This has changed in Eternal Return 1.0, and you now need 250 points between each tier. You heard me. 250 points. You now need 1,000 points to go through a division instead of 400. But at least we got rid of promos between divisions, right? Thanks, Nimble Neuron. The rank climb is now a slow and grueling process. It takes forever to climb the higher ranks, and if you're not picking up wins every so often, the RP gains don't even feel rewarding, especially if you fast 8th immediately after a 2nd or 3rd. Having already achieved my goal of making it past the first round, I aim to just try and make it as far as possible. Over in Korea, there was one team dominating the games on the KR ladder. They were running Heart, Mai, and Adriana. I had been spamming Heart as she was currently the best basic attacker in the game. I just needed an Adriana and a frontline player. I teamed up with everyone's favorite Adriana player and fellow competitor Adritoma for some games and hopefully climb out of elimination together. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen very many Mai players in the higher elos, so we ran the comp basically with whatever frontline we could find. We tried out Ekion, we tried Luke, we tried Estelle, and while a lot of the games did go well, we also had moments like these.
Going in.
Just dead.
Alright, heart.
Oh, Heart.
Got her.
Alright, Heart's dead.
I am literally...
I'm kiting.
Oh, I win this.
Oh, I hit a trap!
That's fine. There's no way he kills both of us. What is
I'm
that
so
shield?
scared.
He killed both of us?
Yeah, he kills both of us.
That character's OP.
However, I did manage to string together a bunch of good games and make it to Platinum rank, and pass the second day of eliminations. If there's one thing I'm struggling with besides the rank climb itself, it's feeling like I have a role in Eternal Return. Previously, I played mostly basic attackers, and that worked pretty well for me in solos, but in team modes, it's kind of a different playstyle. I'm finding it a little bit hard kiting with basic attackers in a team fight because I'm used to dueling with them in a 1v1. Because all my past knowledge is on basic attackers, I struggle at times to play tanks and mages when the comp needs one. It's been a little tough finding where I fit in, and I might just try to be a flex player. As I was climbing through the higher elos, I did start playing more Radzi again, and that's mainly just because I needed to try and keep up with mechanical skill of the lobby. The game you are watching now is my do or die game on day 5. As we approached 3 AM, the cutoff for being eliminated, I needed a big win to try and avoid elimination. My teammates locked in 2 backliners, so I was defaulted to a tank. I spent a bit of time on Lennox throughout my climb, so here's how it went. My teammates for this game were Nadine and Aya. Nadine is kind of in a rough spot at the moment, so I wanted to make sure they got their stacks online and quick so that we had a chance at winning this game. Lennox has great peel for her, and I figured if she could get ahead, that was our best win condition. Unfortunately, this meant I had to leave Aya to fend for herself a little bit, but she has better appeal tools with E-Dash and R-Fear. The good part too is that she is Pistol Aya, meaning once she got her big W damage off and her R down, she's mostly okay to go down. I had some experience playing Nadine in the past, so I'm very familiar with the importance of hunt rotations for her. If you aren't aware, Nadine gets passive stacks whenever she participates in hunting an animal. Her Q and R both have secondary scalings for damage based on the amount of stacks that she has. We grouped up for early meteorite and controlled the wolves and fire station. When radar scan hit, I could see the top side of the map was mostly clear. Perfect. Archery, school, and then either a hotel or gas station is a very strong day hunt route, with lots of wolves and boars respawning after day 1. We cleared out school and headed into archery. I grabbed Vision Console first, as the only thing that can upset Nadine's farming routes is being dead. Apparently, a lot of the lobby saw this also as a free hunt route, and we all kinda congealed up here. We did manage to pick up the wolves and pick up some kills. I wanted to go Battle Zone for the bonus RP gains, so we called in Forcecorn to get Nadine's Sharinga online and entered the zone. Sharinga is a huge power spike for Nadine, and it accompanied with Cube Watch to break shields in this very shield heavy meta. I was feeling good about taking any fight in the lobby. There was still a few threats, of course, like Daniel one-shot, Elena freeze, and Leon capture, but I was feeling really good about our chances. With wolves respawning in archery, we picked up the hunts, and we made our way into hotel to continue the farm route. Nadine had close to 150 stacks at this point, and we were keeping up a good pace. I wanted to call in my tack skill upgrade so that I could hopefully stay alive longer for her to deal damage, and I had done a good job of making sure her transitions were online too. In hotel, we saw the Daniel team enter on cams, and I wanted to fight them now while we had the jump on them, so we didn't have to deal with the late game Daniel later. I picked him off the Hyperloop before he could join his team, and his teammate Elena ended up going down elsewhere on the map. That's 500 credits down for that team to revive, putting them behind enough hopefully for us to deal with them later. Omega spawns, and feeling like the strongest team in the lobby, we went to contest it. It ended up being free, and with 18 mastery, 260 stacks, and full gold Nadine, that meant the Force Core went to me. I picked up Hermes because I figured it would help with the tanking, but I also wouldn't be able to peel well if I was frozen by Elena or asleep from Vanya. The tenacity helps a bit. We did some last minute cooking, and with Nadine strong enough to kill anyone in the lobby, we controlled the chapel cemetery zones. I wanted to stay on the bottom side of the map, not only because there was a purple box here, but because Sem was the only entrance open for Wick to spawn. Wick will always try to prioritize an open zone when she can, so I knew she was coming here. With the team entering Sem, we had the vision control to know that we could take a fight, and I unfortunately whiff on an easy pull on Aya stuck in W animation. This would have surely been a free kill and an easy fight win. But thankfully, we do a really good job of playing slow enough and we pick up 2 members. Unfortunately, Alex on Debbie and Marlene gets away, and keep this moment in mind for the rest of the video. With Sem clear, we're able to get Wick for free. We also get some crazy RNG with both gold boxes spawning near us. Being mostly fully kitted, we use the gold boxes as bait, trying to get teams to come to us so that we can fight them with our Wick buff. We also use the last of our credits to get some call-ins and cameras. When radar scan hits, we pick up one of the gold boxes and pick up some straight kills. With 3 teams left, we take our safe zone. The goal was to protect Nadine and Aya, keeping them as healthy as possible. We were able to combat the first team pretty well, taking down 2, but the third proved pretty tough. I ended up going down, but Nadine makes her escape over the wall. Thankfully, we have tons of timer, and Nadine is able to res me while the other team looks for Theodore. The 2v3 was a tough fight, and while it looked close, we do end up going down second for it. Unfortunately, that means we didn't get the win. So I have to hope that I got enough RP to advance. And I kind of did. I got enough RP to tie Alex, the person above me. Pushes up glasses. The official Eternal Return Conquest rules state that the event of 2 players being tied on elimination, the player that started at the lower ranks would be rewarded with going through. My Bronze 4 start had actually paid off or something. If we remain tied for the last 20 minutes, then I would advance. However, 20 minutes is enough to get one more game in, and I didn't want to leave it up to chance, so I queued up again, and I got the best case scenario. Alex and I ended up on the same team, and since we were both tied at Plat 2, 247 RP, it didn't matter how this game went. We were going to lose or gain the same amount of RP, meaning we would be tied regardless at the end of this game. This is the only scenario where the game didn't matter on how we did, and that I would go forward. But then the unimaginable happened. One of the most unfortunate events to happen to any gamer. My internet goes out. And it kicks me from the lobby. And because it kicked me from the lobby, that counts as a dodge. If you're unfamiliar with dodges, when you exit a lobby, you lose 3 RP for your first dodge, then 5 RP for your second, then 10 RP for every dodge after that. This was my second dodge of the day, so I had dropped from 247 to 242. And with not enough time to get another lobby and get another game when my internet came back, and after my dodge timer, I would be eliminated from the competition. Really tough way to go. In all seriousness, I definitely wouldn't have made it past the next day, and it's not like I missed top 12 because of it. This tournament was tons of fun, so big shoutouts to Aqua, Clue, and Miracle once again for hosting the event. They're definitely not getting as much credit as they deserve for this whole thing, so show them some love. This is a bit of a different style video than I typically do. I don't typically do storytelling videos, but if you enjoyed it, let me know and I'll do more of them in the future. I'll hopefully get around to doing some more tournaments in the future too. If you enjoyed watching Squad's gameplay, leave a like and be sure to click or tap on the screen now for a playlist of all my Eternal Return Squad's gameplay.